Hi everyone. Hi Nehru. Ooh, the grand finale. Finally. How long have I been playing these games? At the end of this, I'll have the... Sorry. At the end of this, I'll have streamed this game for 5 months. So, yeah. I'll do whatever it takes to finish it today. Even if I'll have to stream like 5 hours. Nah, that's not gonna happen. But... Oh, I'm gonna be so happy that I can take a break from slipping into this courtroom. I mean, spending so much money on renting this courtroom, I mean. But yeah. I want to get started right away. But if people come to arrive, then maybe. Let's give it... let's give it another 30 seconds. So how have you guys been doing? How have you been doing, Nehru? I hope you've been doing well. I have been very tired. I'm making preparations because I will be taking off. I will take time off from streaming next week. So much stuff to do. Not related to streaming, of course. Let's see if the stats are up to par. They are. No rendering issues yet. That's the 30 seconds done. So let's begin, shall we? Let's start it up. Yes! Well, we ended on a cliffhanger, so I hope we get an explanation for this. Like, Iris, why? Why, Iris? Right? Is this what Gato was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. What? But didn't you put these locks in? What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you'll want to talk with your face all green. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous, I'm perfectly fine. There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Alright. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner in the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. Yeah, good point. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then. Do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? Like, was it you who put in the new locks?
No, not at all.
Well, Von Carmen knows what she's talking about when it comes to pride. Yeah, she actually learned a few things. She seems to have her pride under control better. Okay, why did you make a run for it, Iris?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see.
In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that.
I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but...
But what?
Then I saw these chains here.
Oh, lying, huh? You were the one who put the locks there. You were the only one who could have done so.
I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the Sacred Cavern's door and...
Well, Karma can tell she's lying too.
Who in the world would do something like this?
You? But for what reason? Does no one here have bolt cutters to cut those chains? Good point. Magatama isn't reacting though. Huh. Then who put the locks there?
These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why the only person who set the lock can open it.
And you aren't the one who set these locks. I don't think it's that simple, Francisca von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one.
Yes, that's correct.
What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But...
it will take time, won't it?
yes, about a day if I had to guess.
A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us?
Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
You've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. She's gonna starve in there at this rate. Ugh. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hasakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen the same evening at the Inner Temple. Then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hasakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hasakura Temple and the Inner Temple. It's as if you were. Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. What? 3. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. She's still hiding something from us. Let's examine these locks one more time. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psyche lock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. Nothing else. We need to... Finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break these locks, so I should try to get them clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Okay. Let's find them, shall we? It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. Sure, it gets quiet up here in these mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I could check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Probably. Larry!
Mr. Nick!
Pearls? What are you doing here? Pearls, what are you doing? I swear, one brain cell.
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry, this is the loser's shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. Why are you putting Pearl with your idiocy in Larry? She doesn't deserve that. Pearl is not a loser. This is a what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that?
Look, Mr. Nick. Mr. Maurice did a picture of me.
That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down.
Oh, Mr. Maya.
Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? Huh, I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now, with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearls? Yeah.
I think it's really well drawn.
To be fair, I don't think Larry's the worst kind of babysitter to have. As long as the kid doesn't mistake him as for a good example. Okay, yes. Calling himself a loser is at least telling Pearls that he is a loser and shouldn't listen to him.
I can draw it all, so I think it's really amazing.
See? Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know?
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream. A wonderful fantasy.
No, no, no. It wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you. Iris really flew that night.
But Mr. Loris...
That's you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nuts case. I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew it in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? But Pearl, what were you doing? Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you and what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing. Does it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. You were missing for 2 days. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Donim's room, reading a book together. But Miss Donim was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the Inner Temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
What? Whoa! A different formation!
I've been a bad girl.
Did you have something to do with the murder?
That's why I'm being punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power has disappeared.
What? What? Her powers have disappeared? Probably a different formation because she shows short. Yeah. It looked cool though. Otherwise it'd block her face. Yeah. I need more answers. Let's see if I can get... I wonder if Sister Bikini's back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere? I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Oh, there she is! Bingo. I needed to talk to her. Well, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? Looks like it survived. But we have a bigger problem now. No, he already has Gumshoe already has Maggie. Good point. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Karaite tradition. We have Iris at the sacred cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Karaite disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago, when Mystic Elise... No, I mean Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said... Someone is trying to destroy the Karaite tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them. What? Wait, they were after Maya? Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There is only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Khura'in, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become branch family members, with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have, and always will, plot to erase those of the main family line. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. He saw it with his own eyes multiple times. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask case. And during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Khura'in technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. Mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? DL6! I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident. I knew it! The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history that the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Khura'in tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Khura'in village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared. Vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Khura'in tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? The spiritual power of the Khura'in channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. The women of the Fae clan have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Army. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. It's always the cause of tragedy. No, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course, she became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. Lost her life. As a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer, Really? She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Wow! Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. That's right, Misty Faye had an older sister too. Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Yeah, I know. Morgan. There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, and Maya's home Karain village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's What? What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? What? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Whoops, I thought you already knew. No? I was thinking about Pearl, not Iris. It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! That child is Mystic Morgan's? I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. Yeah. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Are you freaking kidding me? Is Dahlia the What? Is Dahlia the evil twin all along? What? Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Oh, God! What? The twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Karain's reputation hit an all-time low, when Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master. He left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Ah, how awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. Oh my God, Dahlia really is a twin sister! He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable! If Iris has a twin sister! Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Oh, come on. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Wait, what about Dahlia's older sister? Was she her stepsister? I think so. Maybe he remarried... The jeweler remarried, so maybe his new wife already had a daughter when they married. That could be the reason. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. He was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Okay. What do you think of Maya? So, this young lady is a new master. That's right, Maya Fey. Oh dear, if I'd known who she was, I would have prepared a feast. Not a boring old pot roast and some gravy. Once we get her out, you can give her all the feast she wants. Of course! You just make sure to get her out, alright? She's the master. You just have to rescue her. How can I ever make up for this? Make up for what? For allowing harm to come to such an important person. Sister Bikini must feel really responsible for what happened. Mr. O'Nim was the master after all. Please tell me, what's going to happen to poor Iris? If she was to be found guilty, well, I wouldn't accept it. But your testimony, Sister Bikini... I can't help my testimony. I saw what I saw. It's up to a pro lawyer like you to deal with problems like that. When I think about it, I do feel kind of sorry for Mystic Morgan. It wasn't her fault that her sister was a more powerful spirit medium. Mystic Morgan just couldn't compete with her sister. It must have been really tough on her. Even so, that doesn't excuse all the things she did. No, of course not. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? Oh, hi, Gumshoe. Hi, Gumshoe. Hello. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Crane. Whoop! I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. Investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would never have guessed that Gumshoe was into red. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. Promise I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? The barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Give me the letter! So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. But I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the inner temple garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is, if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Gatto. Oh. Gatto? What does he mean by that? Give me the letter. About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find a murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah, it wasn't that incinerator right outside the inner temple. Why didn't I find that? The incinerator? I knew it! I knew I wasn't imagining it! Someone did use the incinerator. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I got it right here if you want to take a look. Yes, yes, yes! Gimme, 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 gimme! Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums! It's got everything to do with this case. It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. Let me see the letter. Be careful. Once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is... She is our... The whole... Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is... Burn the letter, probably. Also make sure you don't tell anyone about this letter, okay? Bravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Uh-oh. This is not good. So, the murder weapon. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Metal detector? Secret weapon? What's a secret weapon of yours? You wanna know? You've gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, alright? Metal detector. Any questions so far? No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector. The doggy? Oh, Missile. Hi, Navsy. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're ready for the finale. I'm so excited. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. unless you're Nehru, then you think it's Missile. Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go? At least I can suggest a fishing rod. Okay. Okay, fine. Huh, me? I've been using these things for hours now. Gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I've been so ready. I've been playing the Apollo Justice Trilogy. Oh, right, I saw you tweet about that. Oh my gosh, how has it been so far? Does it look great? I've been so curious about the updated graphics. And I've been doing well. The internet is not dropping yet. So, good things so far. I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Yeah, I'll do it. It looks amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play it for myself. You finished the first case? No spoilers! No spoilers. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you. It's already some wacky and crazy stuff. Going to play it soon myself. I just need to find the time since my brother will watch it with me. Ah, yeah. Sometimes when my sister's interested in games, she will watch it with me as well on my first playthrough. No spoilers indeed. I'm gonna be streaming it after all. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then. I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. It's a metal detector. Oh, bother. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off something metallic. Next. Don't worry, when that happens, press enter to give the area a good hard stare. Okay. Thing picks up Oh, stop skipping dialogue, Gumshoe! I still think the game's a bit overpriced, but it's a good remaster. Okay. Okay, the step ladder is made of metal. Of course, this is made of metal. Wait, what? Isn't that made of wood? This is Miss Zonip stuff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. The detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, this thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... The top is coming off! Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence! Whoa! That's a hidden blade! A sword! Inside the staff! Could it be the murder weapon? I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. Why do you put a cane on top of your foot? If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Interesting. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as I say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Doesn't sound like there are any traces of blood on it. And I guess this isn't a murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after murder. Yeah, of course. This thing is definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. Slow on the uptake, aren't you? If it's about the same length as the Shishito too, this must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to the forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Okay. The Shickle Shackle indeed. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. What? Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know? You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please, just until we find Maya. Maya? What has this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside a sacred cavern right now, and... well, I don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think Maya's been Please, detective, please just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of radiant there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. The staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff. You got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Aww, that's so sweet. Even when he's flat out broke, he's willing to treat us to some pasta. Sure, thanks. Regular staff, he says. Yeah. With a weird crook at the end. There's a sword in his side. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. That's the most unbelievable stuff when Gumshoe tells it. Yeah. I can't help but wonder though. What was Elise Donin doing with the staff like this in the first place? Let's move around a bit more. Maybe we can check on Edgeworth. Because he was chilling here, I believe. Cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Oh, hi, Edgeworth! Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? He just leaves. Hey, don't you dare run away! What do you want, right? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. He was willing to give him a hug. You went back to the criminal affairs department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Edward heard right, and which is when... Not this mob! Yeah, that's usually the reaction Edgeworth has when Phoenix walks into the room, especially when he's not at his best. Like, ugh, I can't let Wright see me like this. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance that it's the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in blood? And the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect. Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's your job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gone over your fear of earthquakes? Yeah. No, though thankfully my nightmares have stopped. Oh, that's good! You're recovering! But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. So many throwbacks. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. That case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but... such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. And after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. Not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? Okay, what do you know about Iris? There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I feel like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the criminal affairs department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before. 6 years ago. 6 years ago! It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? Might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I know was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. Oh! We know exactly what you're talking about. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hasakura Temple. Really? Neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated, huh? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. Well, you're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Also need to get Edgeworth to reveal that hair gel he uses. L'Oreal. Because he's... Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know if Maybelline uses hairspray. Okay. There is one woman, maybe. Iris's twin? Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Just the bikini told me, but... the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the file I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think. A jeweler. Right? I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, but due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Ah, I was right! Oh, and this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. She was executed?! What?! Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right, I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
Good riddance? Okay. They didn't keep her on death row for long. Man, everyone's glad that she's dead. I was wondering why a country that eager for the death sentence would drag it out so much. At the time, Dahlia... It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. In almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed. Last month. Okay, apparently when someone is given a death sentence, they are kept in prison for 5 years and then executed. I mean, Shebas. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. Seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. What is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's the mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay. A spirit medium from a branch family of the Karain channeling technique. Did you say Karain channeling technique?
Do you know something about it?
Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. Hey, she wasn't fraudulent! I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium, and the master of her channeling school. You know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Karain channeling technique is real. have a feeling. Bingo! I have her. If I have this profile, maybe I can explain to Iris why she was in 2 places at once. Let's see if this works. Take that! Take that! Let's see what you need. Night of a crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hasakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Yeah, Sister Bikini. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini.
Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hasakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left at about 9:40 p.m. I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Yeah. I mean... she gave me this hood, like 5 minutes before 10. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. Why doesn't she remember? That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hasakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were 2 of you! On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy! Who could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me.
Your twin sister. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Oh. We got her, people. Easy peasy.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Are you sure we're talking about the same person? Excuse me?
Because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept and may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago. That was the start of it all. It was started her down that twisted path.
The path of murder.
She started to commit crime after crime. And in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What? What?
I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on her father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw her mother away and sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Her mother was... Sorry.
Her mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence, even in business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason her father married her mother in the first place. For power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Karain.
That will be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
Before long, the credibility of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the TL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive, that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hasakura Temple.
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master seat stolen from her, being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. Oh, hi, Francisca. I have asked you everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident. Everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned the lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student... Have you heard anything about him? Oh.
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
Oh, no! I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
What? Hurry up, Phoenix Wright! There's still so much to investigate!
Leave these locks to me. I'll open it for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's the one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl Psyche Lock. Considering the person who said it, I suppose Phoenix should take it as a compliment of his character. Yeah. He should. He deserves better than Talia as a girlfriend. Pearl, are you here? Look at that! They really did make a fire. Right in front of the shack. Be careful you don't burn the shack down.
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Ha! You're too late, Nick. You came in for one of our potatoes. We've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. 3, 2, 1, here we go! Find out Psyche Lock! The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Zonim's room reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go there in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Zonim's room? Because she was too worried about something or someone else? Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? You went to the inner temple. You went there, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. Oh, right! She did say she was very concerned for Maya. She was scared when she heard about the rituals. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you, considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those whose channel. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hasakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple.
Bingo! Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. But what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell. The Hasakura Temple's bell is pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of the bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh?
I think I know why. The reason why you were so worried about that bell was because of this. Let me read the letter again. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. Bingo! It was for you! You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
Thank you. These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... your older sister! It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. Bingo! It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris whose sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Was it your mother? Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Bingo. Alright, Pearls, it's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me. Just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. Guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Right, Pearls? We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right, there's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it!
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd be given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Okay, let me read the letter again. How many times has Phoenix made little kids cry by now? I don't know. Poor Phoenix. Gravely roast the master in the fire of heat. Gravy roast the master. Did she put gravy on the hanging scroll? It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
It was. What? Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Donim on the night of the murder? Oh, right!
Perhaps we can read some of the books together. Really? I'd love to. I am not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Miss Elise? So, for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Sure, Miss Donim taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me. The only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing. And I couldn't even do it right.
It's not your fault, Pearl. It was necessary. Night of the crime.
After our dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple. with a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Grain, like it said in the letter.
I see, and then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the temple guest area.
Wait, what? No, 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 no! The ghost is back! No! No, 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 no. Let me just really quickly. Please don't let it be again. Please, please, please. Come on. My apologies for this, but... Wait, what? No, 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 no! Guess Papa Louie's back. Did it again with haunting the stream. I did see some dropped frames from the network. Oh, no! Stop it. Stop, 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 stop. Oh, no, it's... Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait.